Rents didn't just cool. In several California spots, they slipped enough to shift power to you. Meanwhile, other high-cost hubs still pushing up. That split is your advantage. I'm breaking down 10 markets where the tenant playbook works now. Ask for longer free rent periods, negotiate renewal drops, and leverage vacancies created by new supply. Stay to the end for the city where cheaper units moved first, while the luxury tier held firm. Exactly where you can press for extras without losing the deal. Before we continue, hit subscribe so you never miss the latest updates. Number 1, San Francisco. Rents are up on paper, but landlords are still tossing perks. How does that make sense? Because headline strength in San Francisco hides a soft underbelly where days on market stretch, and owners start sweetening the deal while pretending they're not. The surface story says one-bedrooms climbed year over year. That reads like resilience. It tells you the core still has buyers for shiny addresses and elevator selfies. But here's the catch. New deliveries in a few pockets and a return to office that feels more like 2 days and done create Swiss cheese demand. Mondays look busy, Fridays look like a ghost tour, and the middle-tier inventory takes the hit. It's a split market. Luxury towers with concierge vibes and the Instagram rooftop hold their sticker. The older Class A and B buildings, they're sweating. When units linger, they stop cutting face rent and start giving away the accessories. It's like buying a phone at full price and suddenly getting the charger, the case, and a year of cloud storage tossed in. You'll see it in the concessions. While one-bed growth hovered around 4% last year, the freebies pop up when a unit sits. Free parking for a stretch, reduced deposits, admin fees that mysteriously vanish. Watch Soma and adjacent blocks where fresh lease-ups compete floor plan by floor plan. 6 to 8 weeks free appears on specific layouts while the trophy towers smile and say, "Nope, we're good." Weekday demand is choppy because remote and hybrid are stubborn. That weird cadence lets you time your ask. Start mid-month and you'll catch a manager trying to hit the ledger cutoff. Say you can move in 9 days and watch the math bend. They want occupancy days, not just a pretty rent roll. Don't chase price alone here. The playbook is packaging. Storage lockers, pet fees, parking, and gym access are the real levers. Push for pet rent reductions. Ask for reserved garage included. And get the fitness fee wiped. Owners prefer saving their headline rent while shaving everything around it. You win the net number without triggering a public price cut. So here's the move. On older Class A-B near the core, ask for 1 month free, a parking credit baked into the term, and waived pet rent. The odds are better than you think when the listing has been up a few weeks, and the Apply Now button looks lonely. Number 2, Oakland. Oakland quietly shaved a few percent off one-bedrooms. And that's your opening. It won't scream at you in the headline, but the pricing is softer and the leverage is real if you use it right. Year over year, rents slipped around 3%. That lands hardest in the budget and mid-market lanes, where an extra vacancy hurts, and owners feel it in their weekly reports. The sticker might still look stern, but the net math is bending. That's the window. But landlords still want to hold the line on fees. Don't let them. They'll smile at the base rent and then slide in parking, pet, utility packages, and a small amenity charge that adds up like a streaming bundle you forgot to cancel. Your job is to pick those apart. Here's the engine behind it, the cross-base shuffle. People shop high-gloss listings across the water, then flip to Oakland for value. Owners know this dance. When you show comps and keep your move-in date flexible, you'll see the perks appear. They won't lead with them. You have to ask. Apartment List tracked Oakland down about 3.3% on one-bedrooms, with a median orbiting the high $1,700. Meanwhile, listings keep flashing recurring specials, 4 to 6 weeks free on select plans, limited time banners, and adjustments if you lock in a longer term. That combo is how you chop your effective rate without slicing the headline. Uptown is a perfect tell. You'll see first month free if you move within 10 days. That timing clause is leverage. Say you can start this week and the desk suddenly finds another credit. Say you need 30 days and the magic disappears. Speed is currency. Vacancy pockets cluster in larger buildings completed pre-2020. Think mid-rise with amenities that felt cutting edge 5 years ago. Those teams hate stale units. Every empty month burns a hole in the ledger, so they're more likely to swap cash now for occupancy bragging rights later. So stack concessions. Free month up front, reduced parking, and a unit refresh, fresh paint or new carpet, funded as a make-ready upgrade. Treat it like building your own bundle. You don't get HBO Max, you get the good flooring. Here's your script. I'll sign a 13 to 15 month term if you give me 6 weeks free garage for 6 months, and a repaint or carpet upgrade on move-in. Older Class A will negotiate because it solves two problems: rent roll optics and resident retention targets. Number 3, Los Angeles. LA rents edged down about 1%, but the free rent game just leveled up. That tiny dip, it hides the real leverage, the part where you trade months, not dollars, and walk away paying less than the headline ever admits. Here's the thing. A national cooldown collided with a local flood of shiny new units. Developers opened doors across DTLA, Hollywood, and the Valley, so landlords stopped fighting on sticker price and started throwing terms. It's a concession arms race. They want occupancy, you want a cheaper net, perfect. But here's the catch. The listings still look expensive at first glance. You scroll and see $2,700, $3,100 and think, nope. Then they whisper the two magic words, months free. That's when the math flips. Net effective rent drops fast and the real number starts to look way more reasonable than the headline pretending to be premium. Lease-ups in DTLA, Hollywood, and the Valley are flashing 4 to 10 weeks free, plus reduced or zero security deposits for well-qualified applicants. It's everywhere right now. New towers and slick mid-rises dangling time instead of cutting face rent. The goal is the same. Fill units and keep the comps looking strong, while the spreadsheet quietly takes the hit. Apartment List shows ELA slightly negative year over year, and coverage from Money and Business Insider ties that softness to a supply wave. Translation: more doors, looser growth, better terms. The smarter ask is not drop the rent, it's stack the concessions. You keep their ego intact while you lower your bill. Real example: a DTLA high-rise offering 8 weeks free on a 14-month lease and a $0 deposit with approved credit. That's a net effective haircut that turns a scary number into a digestible one. The headline stays tall for the brochure, your payment shrinks for your wallet. Your move at renewal is simple. Bring nearby comps within a 1-mile radius that beat your terms. Ask for a base cut or, at minimum, a matching package. More free weeks, a $0 deposit, and their add-on fees erased. Managers love clean occupancy stats. They hate churn and turn costs. Use that. Don't stop at price. Push for utilities credits. Nuke amenity fees. If parking is separate, roll one reserved spot into the deal. You're building a bundle that actually changes your monthly spend while they keep the rent roll. Pretty for their lender. Number 4, Santa Monica. You see ocean views, I see stubborn vacancies in older stock. Santa Monica sells a brand. Premium zip, walkable coffee, the Beach Flex. Asking rents look carved in granite. Listings keep the face number high because the brand does a lot of heavy lifting. But the day-to-day leasing math, it's softer than it looks, especially once the unit sits a few weeks and the manager needs movement on the ledger. But here's the catch. Post-2020, renters got picky. Sun and surf don't erase stairs and vintage plumbing. Walk-ups in those 70s. Courtyard specials blink first. They don't want to chop the base, so they cough up the stuff around it. You'll see the giveaways if you read the fine print and press at the right moment. Inventory churn plus brutal parking rules turn into leverage that's not about the rent line. Street parking near the beach is a sport you lose. Covered or assigned, parking is gold and owners know it. That's why the concessions show up as time and space, free months and places to put your car, because it saves their comps while saving your wallet. It's the buy the phone, get the headphones version of leasing. The broader LA trend nudged down a hair, but on the west side, owners are keeping absorption steady with quiet givebacks, fee waivers, several months of free parking, and trimmed pet rent. They'll keep the ad shiny and let you chip away at everything else. The game is played off the headline. Here's a tell. North of Wilshire, some complexes offer 1 month free if you start by the 15th. That mid-month deadline is your lever. Say you can sign today and you'll watch a manager find a parking credit or waive an admin fee. Ask for a later start and the magic fades. Speed buys you perks. Your ask should be simple and annoying in the best way. Covered parking included. Utility bill credits for a set stretch. Smaller independent owners cave faster because they hate vacancies more than they love perfect pricing. They'll trade a few hundred in perks for a clean tenant and a quick start. If they won't slice the base, make them sweeten the entire bundle. Kill the pet rent, throw in parking, waive the random fees. Keep pressing the non-rent column until the net number drops to a level you actually like paying each month. Number 5, San Diego. San Diego was hot, then cooled just enough for you to start winning. Not a crash, a soft edge. Just enough slippage that the sticker price stays proud while the back office starts dealing. Here's the thing, it's mixed. Some pockets ease up, others hold steady because military paychecks and biotech campuses keep a solid baseline. You'll feel the difference zip code by zip code. Beach adjacent stays stubborn. The farther you go from the water and job hubs, the more flexible the terms get. But here's the catch. The newer suburban Class A isn't as airtight as the marketing suggests. Those sparkling mid-rises ringing the freeway? More empty doors than they'd like to admit. New deliveries created a small backlog, and the leasing teams are smoothing it with perks so the comps don't dip. Concessions are concentrated where the cranes were. Mission Valley is the billboard. UTC and inland neighborhoods show the same pattern when buildings rolled out dozens of identical floor plans at once. You won't always see the discount in the headline. It shows up as time and credits. They hand you the accessories so the rent roll looks clean. National write-ups called California's Decline's Uneven, and San Diego fits the soft edges label. Headline rent doesn't tank, but vacancy creeps up around the newest stock. That's the signal. They're competing to fill units without dropping the number. Landlords brag about to lenders. Real specials right now. 4 to 6 weeks free on 13 to 15-month leases in Mission Valley. Amenity fee credits getting slipped into the quote if you ask twice. It's the leasing version of buying the laptop, and they quietly toss in the extended warranty. Your angle is simple. Trade commitment for perks, offer the longer term, and make it clear you'll sign this week if they stack the deal. Managers love certainty. Their bonus plan is allergic to empty units. Push for 2 months of parking included. If the building's mid-tier, ask for an appliance upgrade. Washer and dryer in unit if it's not standard. That hardware ask feels small to them compared to another 30 days of vacancy, and it changes your daily life. Number 6, Sacramento. Sacramento saw slight rent gains on paper, but older properties are sweating renewals. That's the tell. The spreadsheet looks steady while leasing offices start blinking first. You can feel it when a firm renewal turns flexible the second you push back. Here's the thing. Government employment props up demand. State paychecks show up like clockwork, which keeps the floor from falling out. But hybrid schedules cracked the weekday cadence. Offices aren't full 5 days, commutes are optional, and certain buildings feel that slack in their vacancy reports. Tuesdays fill, Fridays evaporate. That soft spot is your leverage. But here's the catch. Shiny suburban builds turned up pressure on the older Class B and C stock. Newer complexes offer clubhouses, package lockers, and that built yesterday smell. So the 80s and 90s garden-style places have to compete without slashing the headline. They compete in the margins, credits, fees, and time. Tenants are already using it. When you cite comps in Elk Grove, Natomas, and Rancho Cordova, renewal math changes. Managers recognize those submarkets as real options. People report either a base reduction or new perks popping into the quote once they show multiple listings with specials. It's not magic, it's the cost of avoiding a vacancy. The OC register flagged small gains here, but the broader national cooling backed tenants up. You're not asking for a miracle, you're asking them to match the market's net effective reality. That framing matters. You want the number you actually pay, not the number they parade to a lender. Example, Hexa tenant brings 3 nearby listings with free weeks and lands a $75 monthly drop at renewal. Clean, no drama. The comps did the work. The older property decided losing a little now beats losing a whole month to turnover and cleaning crews. Lead with a comp sheet. 5 to 7 listings. Show base rent, months free, and any parking or utility credits. Lay out the net like a receipt. When the math is undeniable, the conversation stops being theoretical and starts being, okay, what can we do today? Here's your play. Propose a rent freeze. Then layer perks. Utility stipend for a few months? Reserved parking included. You're offering stability, longer term, fast signature, in exchange for a better net. That's a trade they can explain upstairs. Number 7, Riverside. Riverside was the overflow market during the boom. Now it's giving back gains. Not a free fall, just enough slippage that the leverage finally shifts to you. Let that sink in. Here's the thing. With national supply up, Riverside's edge softened. During the commute-crazed years, people took anything with a door and AC. Today, commuters aren't as desperate, and some of those same folks can work from home more days than not. That cools the urgency and puts daylight between the asking price and what managers will actually accept when a unit sits past 2 weekends. But here's the catch. The newest inventory from the recent build waves isn't flying off the shelf. especially larger 1 and 2 bed units. Bigger layouts linger because the payment jump feels heavier now that the market cooled a hair. When those stay online too long, the emails start coming. Limited time this. Apply today that. Translation: vacancy is getting expensive. Landlords counter with easy chips. Upfront credits that hit your first month. No fee applications and admin fees quietly deleted. Parking bundles that suddenly include a garage spot they swore was separate. These aren't charity. They're tactics to keep the headline rent pretty while slicing your net. Data backs the vibe. Riverside's rent ticked down around 0.1% year over year, with 1 bedrooms near the mid $1,400 and 2 beds in the high $1,700. Smaller decline than the splashier markets, sure, but the concessions here are real and negotiable because national supply pressure is doing the heavy lifting for you. A common special right now: 2 months free in a new build if you sign within 48 hours. That's manufactured urgency. Flip it. Tell them you can start tomorrow and ask for more, or tell them you need a week and swap speed for an extra credit or a reduced deposit. Make time your currency. Bring a move-in date flexibility card. If you can start immediately, say it. Managers love clean occupancy reports. They'll trade deeper concessions for a quick turn because their bonus plan hates empty square footage. Push the bundle where it stings less for them and helps more for you. Storage locker included. EV charging access baked in. Garage parking rolled into the rent. It's like ordering the base model and walking out with the premium package for the same sticker. Number 8, Stockton. In Stockton, a tiny rent dip translates into huge negotiating room. Sounds small on paper, but it's loud at the lease desk. You'll feel it the second a unit hits week 2 with no bites. Managers start trading perks like it's a yard sale. Lower baseline rents make every concession hit harder. 2 weeks free here isn't cute. It's a car payment gone. A $300 credit isn't coffee money. It cancels your move-in truck. When the sticker is modest, tweaks to the net move the needle fast. That's why this market is pure leverage if you show up with a plan. Owners here prefer cash flow over pride. Vacancies create drag. Turn costs, cleaning, empty days. None of that shows well on a small property's ledger. So they keep the base rent looking tidy and give you the stuff around it. Time, credits, and reduced friction. It's the art of staying premium while paying you to move in. Class B and C buildings do the most dealing. Flexible deposits that scale with credit. Free weeks tied to a quick start date. Utility stipends that quietly erase the monthly nicks that make cheaper markets feel expensive. The play is simple. You take stability off their worry list, they take extras off your bill. Cheaper California markets showed clearer declines than the big-name hubs, and Stockton fits that pattern. You won't see a meltdown headline. You'll see steady specials and faster yeses when you stack asks. The softness hides in the concessions, not the billboard price. A clean example. Listing sits 2 weeks. Owner offers the second month free plus a $300 move-in credit. No drama. Just a quick bundle to keep days vacant from piling up and the unit turning stale online. Your edge is the boring stuff that matters daily. Ask for water, sewer, and trash paid by the landlord. Then lock a repair turnaround clause in writing. 24 to 72 hours for non-emergency fixes, with a rent credit if they miss it. That's not flashy, it's sanity, and it separates you from the tenant who only asked for $20 off. Here's the kicker. You can pull real lifestyle upgrades without touching base rent. Assigned parking, utility coverage, a mini refresh before move-in so you don't inherit the last tenant's scuffs and squeaks. It's like ordering the base burrito and getting guac, chips, and a drink added for free. Number 9, Fresno. Fresno's rents didn't crash, but landlords negotiate like it did. That's the twist. You see a steady sticker, they see days vacant stacking up. Let that sink in. Here's the thing. Fresno runs on volume. A wide spread of mid-tier apartments means real competition for your signature. You've got similar floor plans across multiple communities, so managers can't play scarcity theater for long. When 3 comparable units sit on the same block, somebody blinks. But here's the catch. Owners fear long vacancy more than a slightly lower effective rent. Empty weeks kill cash flow. Turn crews, marketing boosts, stale photos. Every day a door stays dark eats their margin. So they keep the headline high for the brochure and trim everywhere else for you. It's the quiet discount. What shows up? Offers like 1 free month, waived pet deposits, and discounted covered parking. They'll bend on the pet stack because it feels small to them and big to you. Covered parking gets rolled in for a term, then reverts later. Face rent stays pretty. Your wallet feels lighter right now. It's the leasing version of buying the base phone and walking out with the charger, case, and earbuds. Cheaper markets show more visible cuts, and Fresno follows that play. Off-peak seasons especially. When temps drop and move-ins slow, specials get louder. You'll see steady, limited-time banners because absorption drifts, and managers need a nudge to hit weekly targets without torpedoing the comp set. Concrete example you can copy. A Northeast Fresno community offering a 12-month lease with 4 weeks free and a $0 application fee. That's an instant net effective haircut without a public rent cut. They'll frame it as a special. You treat it like a line item coming off your monthly burn. Want more? Propose a 14 to 15-month term to unlock a higher free rent bucket. Longer commitment lets them push occupancy metrics forward. You're trading time for money, and in Fresno, time is the currency managers spend when the calendar gets quiet. Bundle service commitments while you're at it. Pest control included on a set schedule. HVAC filter replacements every 3 months so your bill doesn't spike. A repaint and minor fix list before move-in so you don't inherit mystery stains and squeaky doors. Those are cheap for them and sanity for you. Number 10, Santa Barbara. You expect no wiggle room here? That's the myth. Santa Barbara looks like a fortress. Glossy listings, mountain meets ocean energy, and a price tag that dares you to blink first. Most people do. You won't. Here's the thing. It's a tight, high-cost coastal market with barely any new builds hitting the pipeline. Scarcity props up the headline, but scarcity also means owners hate long vacancies even more. The calendar becomes leverage. When a unit lingers, the face rent stays tall, and the concessions sneak in through the side door. But here's the catch. Older stock and mom-and-pop owners don't chase peak pricing the way institutional buildings do. They want a reliable tenant who won't torch their Saturday with maintenance calls or late payments, so they negotiate in the margins, quietly, quickly, and without blasting a special banner that drags their comp set down. The real action is in micro-concessions. Instead of chopping base rent, they'll float free utilities, throw in a covered parking spot, or include a storage closet so your surfboard isn't living in your bedroom. It's like buying the base trim and driving off with heated seats. Not because they love you, but because they hate relisting a unit next month. Premium coastal markets held firmer on headline rent, while listings marinated longer. To fight the clock, owners started sprinkling sweeteners. You won't see a 10% slash. You'll see a line item credit, a reduced move-in, or utilities included, appearing after you submit an application. It's there if you push. Example you can copy. An owner-managed duplex that waives water and trash, knocks off the cleaning fee, and locks a 12-month lease if you start mid-month. No public discount, but your net drops. Their rent roll stays pretty for the lender. Everyone smiles and stops emailing. Your edge here is credibility. Come with a clean credit score, steady income, references, and a willingness to start fast or commit slightly longer. That combo signals low risk. Low risk is the currency small owners actually price. Make it easy for them, and they'll make it cheaper for you. Offer a quick signature. Offer a 14-month term. Offer to handle small maintenance under a fixed dollar amount. Each easy gets you a perk. Mini payoff to ask for, included utilities, 1 free covered parking spot, and a modest monthly discount after a 60-day trial period if you pay on time and keep the place in good shape. Many say yes to certainty because they value peace of mind over ego pricing. That brings us full circle, from big city concessions to boutique sweeteners. Seasonal patterns on the coast run like clockwork. When absorption slows off peak, concessions rise. You won't see a banner that says, "We're desperate," but you'll catch the tells. Extra week free if you start by mid-month. Amenity fee temporarily waived. Parking rolled in for a set term. Example you can copy. A late October listing that grants 2 weeks free plus a storage unit and bike room access. The rent line doesn't blink, but your effective cost drops. Ask for written confirmation so the perks don't vanish at signing. Your move date is a weapon. Shift it 2 weeks earlier or later to line up with their reporting cycle and vacant unit pain. Offer a quick start for a bigger utility credit, or accept a mid-month start to unlock storage and fee waivers. Time equals leverage here, not just dollars. Bundle seasonal timing with a multi-ask. Lead with off-peak availability. Layer on storage, utility credits, and fee cuts. Then aim at coastal pain points, parking, and pet charges. The agent will try to trade you one perk for another. Your job is to hold the line on the full stack. Mini payoff you can say out loud. I'll sign for an off-peak move if you include 2 weeks free, a storage locker, and waived amenity fees. If they balk, anchor to timing. I can start next week. Managers prefer filling units before holidays because nothing wrecks year-end bonuses like empty doors. Final thoughts coming up. How to use this list today. Here's the thing, the split market is your weapon. Luxury keeps the headline high while mid-tier and older stock quietly pay you to move in with months free, waived fees, and utility credits. Use it. Like this video so the algorithm thinks I'm important. Subscribe because someday you'll want to escape your lease. Drop your city and the best concession you've squeezed in the comments. Would you live where base rent stays high but utilities, parking, and 2 months free make it cheaper than your gym membership? Comment team free rent or cut the base. Your move saves cash. Their vacancy fear writes the check.